After a year of virtual learning, now that students are returning to an in-person classroom, many teachers are experiencing behaviors that are challenging, exhausting, and downright hair-raising at times, so to speak. And yet, detentions, suspensions, and zero-tolerance quick fixes are the wrong way to go and the last thing our students need right here, right now. Stick with me, and let's talk about why. Hi, and welcome to Classroom Confidential. My name is Christopher Youngren, and I'm a middle school English teacher in Tucson, Arizona. Here on this channel, I share tips and strategies I've used that keep me sane and my students engaged. I'm delighted to share my ideas and experiences with you, so welcome. As educators, I think it's safe to say that most of us believe that every child deserves the right, regardless of color, background, or zip code, to a supportive, nurturing learning environment, one that respects their humanity, upholds their dignity, and deals with their mistakes and missteps in a way that teaches them rather than punishes them. However, detentions and suspensions and other zero-tolerance and exclusionary school policies not only don't uphold these nurturing philosophies that we're talking about, but they also end up pushing students out of the classroom in record rates. Now look, clearly there are infractions that are going to require a stronger, more disciplined response. Things like violence, alcohol, drugs, weapons. I'm not talking about those things. I'm talking about, hey Charlie, you chewing gum? Guess who just got detention? Or, Cindy, that shirt is against dress code. You're staying late after school. What? I understand that every school has got to have their rules, but this year, more than any other, perhaps we need to lighten up with the suspensions and the detentions just a little bit. These kids, the whole world, not to be hyperbolic about it, have been through trauma. We have. It was a messed up, twisted kind of year, and we've all been through the ringer. And so we need to remember to lead with grace and not just jump to these punitive measures every single time a kid steps slightly out of line. In the past, even kids as young as 5 years old have been suspended. In Louisiana, in the 1819 school year, over 1,000 kindergartners were suspended. Kindergartners! What does it take for a kindergartner to get suspended? I mean, did you eat too many crayons one day, or did you spread glue all over the table and write your name in it? I mean, what in the holy bejeepers is going on? And what is the end result of spending time away from school? Millions of hours of lost instructional time. How is it benefiting our students from an educational standpoint to send them home where all they're going to do is look at it as a PlayStation vacation, while meanwhile they are losing content that is going to help them grow academically? Where is the sense in that? Do you honestly believe that detention or suspension is a strong deterrent against future misbehavior? I mean, think about your own classes. How many times have you given a detention or a suspension and the student comes back from it completely changed? I'm a brand new student and I'll never do wrong again. Yeah, hogwash. There's plenty of research to support this. The American Institutes for Research show that in and out of school suspensions and detentions serve not only as not a deterrent to future misbehaviors, but they turn kids off of school and they do nothing but create a more negative school environment and culture as a result. The biggest issue that many educators have with suspensions is they don't address the root cause. They are quick and dirty fixes that just send the student home and say, hey, come back, Charlie, when you learned your lesson. How? How are they going to learn their lesson? Many of these students are left home alone by parents, their latchkey kids, who sit home watching TV, YouTube, playing PlayStation, and what are they learning from the experience? They're not doing their classwork, they're not among their peers, they're simply sitting at home alone, and then they come back supposedly having learned something? How on earth is that possible? It doesn't address whether or not they're going through stuff at home. It doesn't address whether or not their grandparent just died. Maybe, hey, they've just come through a worldwide pandemic. We have got to treat every child as an individual and recognize them for what they're going through, and not just have this cut and dry, black and white, punitive, iron-fisted response to behavior that may be a little bit out of line. Maybe you think I'm out of line. That's fine, great. Write about it in the comments below and tell me how off base I am and how much kids need discipline and structure. I'm not disagreeing. Discipline and structure are absolutely imperative, especially in middle school where I teach and high school beyond. But that doesn't mean that we need to answer every single infraction of the rules in a negative way. Seek first to understand. That's how I feel about it. But what do we do as an alternative to these punitive measures like detention and suspensions? Something called restorative justice. And we're going to talk about it in the very next video. So stay tuned to Classroom Confidential. Thanks for joining me today. If you got value out of this video, do me a favor and smash that like button. And be sure to ring the notification bell so you'll be alerted every single time I release a new video. And be sure to check out some of the other content right here on my channel. There's tremendous stuff already and much, much more to come. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and take care of someone else. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.